You ever have that feeling, that kind of background hum of dissatisfaction or stress, what some people just call suffering? It's something we all deal with, right? But what if the way to deal with it wasn't about changing everything out there, but about changing how you look at everything in here? Okay, let's get into it. The teachings we're looking at today from the Venerable Luang Por Pramote, they have this really profound idea. The place you go to learn about suffering and how to end it, well, it's not some special retreat or a faraway monastery. It's right here. The real practice hall, it's our own body and mind. The whole journey starts by turning our attention inward. So here's how we're going to walk that path today. First, we're going to ask, where does suffering even come from? Then we'll get to the heart of it all, this idea of the mind as an observer. After that, we'll talk about what we can actually observe, how to make our everyday life the place where we practice, and then we'll wrap it all up with one single, super simple first step. Okay, so first things first. Where does this feeling of, suffering or dissatisfaction, where does it actually come from? Well, according to these teachings, it's not what we think. It's not your job, it's not the traffic, it's not the headlines. The actual experience of suffering, the stress, the anger, the anxiety, it's an internal thing. It happens inside our own body and mind. And that means that's exactly where we need to look if we want to understand it. Now we get to the absolute core of this whole practice. It's all about this simple but totally radical shift in how we see things. We're going to learn how to go from being an actor who's lost in the drama of our own mind to just being a member of the audience. And here's the key. It's called the observer mind. This is a state where your mind just knows what's going on. It sees a thought pop up, it feels an emotion rise, it notices a sensation in the body, but, and this is the important part, it doesn't jump in. It doesn't try to fix it or push it away or judge it. It just knows it's there. And wow, this is so different from how we usually operate, isn't it? Most of the time, we're not the observer, we're the participant. A worried thought shows up, and we don't just see the worry, we become the worry. An angry feeling comes up and we are angry. We're totally merged with it. The observer, though, keeps just a little bit of space. It sees the anger and just knows, anger is here, without being completely swept away by it. And this metaphor just nails it. Just picture yourself sitting on the bank of a river. You see leaves, sticks, all kinds of stuff floating past. You don't jump in the water and try to grab every single thing, right? Of course not. You just watch it all go by. That's the observer mind. Our thoughts and feelings, they're just the things floating down the river. Our job is just to watch. Okay, cool. So we have this amazing tool, the observer mind. But what are we actually supposed to be looking at? What's floating down the river? And the great news is, it's incredibly simple. We really only have 3 main areas to pay attention to, and they're with us all the time. Our body, our feelings, and our mind itself. It's not about searching for something special to observe. It's just about noticing what's already here. So let's make this real. For the body, you could just notice the feeling of your breath going in and out, or the sensation of your feet on the ground when you walk. For feelings, it's just noticing, happiness is here right now, or there's sadness, or even just, I feel kind of neutral. And for the mind, it's seeing thoughts just as thoughts, or noticing a mood like anger or confusion, without having to get lost in the story. See, everything can become something you just gently notice. Okay, this brings us to what is, honestly, the most revolutionary part of this whole thing. This is not something you just do for 10 minutes a day on a cushion. The real practice, the real training ground, is your life. So, is mindfulness some special activity that's separate from your real life? The answer from these teachings is a huge, resounding no. In fact, if you're only practicing when you're sitting still with your eyes closed, you are missing most of the opportunities. So here's the key. Practice happens when you're just living. Your eyes see something, a person, a tree, your phone, and that seeing automatically causes a feeling to pop up in your mind. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. The practice is just to know that the feeling popped up. That's the whole thing. And this means everything becomes a moment for mindfulness. Feeling annoyed in traffic? That's our chance to observe annoyance. Hear a sudden loud noise? Observe the reaction in your mind. See a friend? Observe that feeling of happiness. Your entire life just becomes the meditation. And you know what's really liberating about this? We are not trying to force ourselves into some special, super calm, blissed out state. Not at all. The goal is to just come back to what the texts call an ordinary mind. Just a normal, natural, easygoing awareness. You don't have to strain or force a thing. So we've covered a lot. Suffering comes from inside, we can learn to be an observer, and our daily life is the perfect place to practice. So let's boil this all down to the one action that matters most. If you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this phrase, to know in a timely manner. It just means noticing your experience, a thought, a feeling, whatever, as it's happening, or as close to the moment as you can. No delay, no judgment, just a simple knowing. Oh, there's anger. Know it. There's a thought about work. Know it. That's the whole game. And this just drives home a really important point. This isn't about perfecting a posture or doing some fancy breathing technique. It's not a physical skill. This practice is, from top to bottom, a matter of the mind. It's all about developing this quality of just knowing, of being aware. And this quote just wraps it all up perfectly. We practice awareness, right? And that leads to a mind that's more settled and neutral. That's our observer. And from that clear viewpoint, we can finally start to see our own body and mind for what they actually are. Just constantly changing processes, not some solid, permanent thing called me. So in the end, this isn't about getting rid of all your thoughts or stamping out every bad feeling. It's about completely changing your relationship with them. It's a shift from being yanked around by your inner world to just being able to wisely and calmly observe it. So I'll leave you with a question that is also the very beginning of the practice itself. Right now, in this moment, where is your mind? Is it thinking? Is it feeling something? Can you just for 1 second simply know?